Well, good Monday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. It is the day of legal tampering starting in 2 hours from now. By the time you guys see this, it'll be about an hour and a half from now. Teams will be able to actually start negotiating with free agents that aren't their own. This will be hot and heavy. We've already heard that the Cleveland Browns have restructured Deshaun Watson, getting $36 million. $36 million, taking his $59 million cap hit down to 23. So they've got some extra money that they can play with. And I think we now know what the Dallas Cowboys' big move is. We officially know what the Dallas Cowboys' big move is. You want to know what the big move is for the Cowboys? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Better yet. This is amazing here. We're going to start this off early. Just a taste, okay? Because the Cowboys, they make you drink. The Dallas Cowboys' big move is they ain't making one. Seriously. They ain't doing squad douche. Here's what's amazing now. Not only do the Cowboys not sign other players. Now, I have to give credit to Stephen Jones, who says, we believe in our own guys. Well, you didn't believe in Amari Cooper or Cedric Wilson or Randy Gregory last year. I thought they were your guys, but be that as it may. I understand the whole Amari Cooper, but you might have been better off even if you just kept Cedric Wilson. But be that as it may, we have not heard Stephen Jones say, we believe in our own guys. And apparently they don't, because right now the only guys that we believe in that we've actually made offers to in free agency, we ended up franchise tagging Tony Pollard. We put a second-round tender, love me a tender, keep a tackle, for Terrence Steele. There were rumors that we were going to gave an offer to Dalton Schultz that was a good offer. Don't know. I've heard rumors that we didn't. And that's it. We have a lot of free agents, and some that people can't stand, from Anthony Brown, Hankins, and Leighton Vander Esch, and Donovan Wilson, and Connor McGovern, Dalton Schultz. We've got a plethora. I hope that's the right word, plethora. We got a big pile of free agents and guys that were starters, guys that played valuable time for the Dallas Cowboys. And we have not offered squadouche. Nothing, nada, zero, zilch, zingo, absolutely nothing to any of them. And this is the thing that kind of gets you in trouble, if you ask me, because one, you don't show love to the guys that you actually want, because we know the Cowboys have a way of pissing off their players. You'll remember last year with D-Law, hey, D-Law, we know you're supposed to be a $27 million cap. How about we give you just a 1 year, $10 million deal and we call it even? Boy, release me. Cap boy, release me. And you go run to daddy, get it fixed. J-Ron Curse. Hey, J-Ron, how about we give you $1 million a year? $1 million. Let me just delete all of my social media. Until they finally got it. Pro Bowl punter, who needs a kicker? Smickers. We can't afford him. And the big one that was, maybe a blessing in disguise was Randy Gregory. You let him go out there, get a $75 million deal to come back and then try and throw some more stuff on top of it. And then you had to say El Paso. Even Amari Cooper, when he was a free agent, before you gave him a big deal, you allowed him to go out to talk to the Washington Commanders. It's like the Cowboys don't understand the value of a contract, which is crazy when you think that, Stephen Jones has been doing this for how long? Their whole thing is, you get a deal, we'll match it. That shows me that you don't understand. And that's how come you get contracts that are crazy. See, Jalen Smith, they weren't bidding against anybody. They just said, oh, Jalen Smith, here you go. Here's a big contract. Boom. And then you eat it. They suck at negotiating. They suck at negotiating. So they have to let the market set the value and then decide whether or not they want to keep them. So understand, we ain't offered anything to anyone. I got my notepad ready. I cleared my schedule so that way I can be here in the nerve center, in my mama's basement. And got myself a big pot of coffee up there. Got a pot of Navy beans because, you need some substance in here. Something you can kind of sip on, get that broth, something that's going to stick to my ribs. Because, I'm ready. I'm ready. And we are not doing anything. I don't know why we do this to ourselves every single year. We get excited. We are like the poor kids at Christmas. We see all the rich kids, they got the new bicycle or the new PlayStation and everything else. You see them with all the great toys and everything else, okay? And then it comes to us, well, we got some socks, a couple of T-shirts, stuff that we really need, but not the nice new pieces. And then you go to school and your friends are talking about all the new toys and stuff. And then they turn to you and say, what did you get for Christmas? I got some shirts. Oh, that's nice. Wow, that's really nice. Yeah. I think my friend's calling me, and they leave you because they know it's pathetic. So, other news, we're hearing that today may be the day that Aaron Rodgers decides that he's either going to retire or be a Jet. It doesn't sound like he is going back to the Pack. I don't think the Pack really wants him. I think they're just tired of dealing with them and things and so on. For our Cowboys, we did at least free up money with Dak and with Zach Martin. The Cowboys could conceivably free up some more with a couple of other contracts. D-Law, if they decide, I don't think that they necessarily will kick that down the road because at some points you're going to have to pay on that one. Michael Gallup, they could do that one as well and grab an easy $8 million. We still don't know about Tyron Smith's or Zeke Elliott, if he's going to be cut or whatever. So maybe we'll have news on that kind of stuff. But let's listen in to Get Up this morning about Aaron frickin' Rodgers.
And the Jets, we've got the up to the second latest. Meanwhile, blockbuster trades over the weekend. Did the Dolphins make themselves the team to beat with the big fish that they caught? And did the Bears make the right decision dealing away #1 overall? Those are the questions. We've got all your answers as we get up with you starting right now. Oh, by the way, Selection Sunday and the Tournament Challenge is underway. Already more than 4 million men's and women's brackets have been created, and yours should be next. Download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app to fill out your brackets. Meanwhile, we are loaded up and ready to go this morning. Here we go. Graziano's got stories all morning long. Tannenbaum is making trades. He's got phones galore sitting over here. We got Shefty with us all morning long. We got Orlovsky ready to go. Louis Riddick will jump in here. My uncle Seth Greenberg, no relation, will join us later as well on this enormous day as we are right now 4 hours away, just a tick under from the unofficial start of free agency. Deals can be agreed to starting at 12 noon Eastern. And of course, we're eagerly awaiting a decision from Aaron Rodgers on his future. Rodgers spoke with Brandon Marshall on the I Am Athlete show over the weekend, communicating, at least by his standards, a sense of urgency when it comes to deciding his NFL future.
How was it meeting Woody Johnson? How was that meeting?
Oh, that was it's always interesting meeting important figures in the sport. It's always interesting. That's all I'm giving you.
I'm just there now.
That's all I'm giving you.
Hey, Rod. Brooklyn. What we doing, Hey, Rod?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned? How long we got to wait?
Well, I think it won't be long. There's a time limit.
All right, so by Aaron's standards, as I say, Shefty, that is like that's him being urgent. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's Aaron Rodgers' definition of being in a hurry. All right, I can't take this. What is the latest, Shefty, on Aaron Rodgers?
Well, Greeny, last week when you were debating whether or not you could go to a Broadway show while we waited for news about Aaron Rodgers being on the brink of signing, I told you go to theater that day. And if you had gone to theater that day, you could have gone and seen practically every Broadway show all weekend long and still not had a decision from Aaron Rodgers. And we continue to sit and wait. And let me just say this. If we go back 1 year to the start of free agency, the Sunday night before the negotiating window began at noon on Monday, Tom Brady came out of retirement. And he came out of retirement because he knew and recognized that his team had to make moves the next day, including re-signing their center, Ryan Jensen. The Jets are just sitting and waiting on the word from number 12, whether or not he will or won't play, whether or not he will or won't retire. And really, when you boil it down, it comes down to two primary options for Aaron Rodgers. Either he's going to play football in New York with the Jets, or he's going to retire. Now, yes, he could always go back to Green Bay. There are other options out there. There always could be another team. But the two primary options right now are play for the New York Jets or retire. We heard the Packers president, Mark Murphy, on Friday talk in the past tense about the career that Aaron Rodgers had in Green Bay. And if Aaron Rodgers says, I want to go back to Green Bay, well, then they'd have a trade request from Jordan Love, who would want to leave because it would be a sticky situation. So in the end, we can boil it down to the two basic choices that he has right now with all those things on the outside. Play for the Jets or retire. The Jets are waiting, and they need to know. And they need to know because
sooner than later
today, some team is going to be allowed to swoop in and negotiate and try to come to an agreement with Jimmy Garoppolo. So if the Jets lose Jimmy Garoppolo and Aaron Rodgers retires,
they're screwed.
A quarterback. Now we go on to plan D and E and F, and there are only so many options you can deploy a quarterback. So if you want to go out and see a movie matinee this afternoon while we wait for a decision, you might be okay to do that too, Greeny.
I better not. I'm telling you right now. The only thing, there better be an awful short play if he's not going to make a decision by the time we do it. Let me bring everybody in. Shefty's with us here as we go. Tannenbaum. So you just heard what he said, and that is the urgency. Look, there's a million different ways in which this is urgent, but the big one is the Jets have to have. He's right. It's not even Plan B. I think Derek Carr was Plan B. I'm not sure what letter we're ultimately going to be up to in the alphabet here, but you were once upon a time the general manager of this team. What are we doing?
Well, to Shefty's point, I have Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay on this phone, and I have Jimmy Garoppolo and his agent on this phone. You need leverage if you're the New York Jets. You have to be ready to go on whatever it is, Greeny. Plan B, C, and D. You can't count on Aaron Rodgers until every T is crossed and every I is dotted. I am going hard after Jimmy Garoppolo at noon today, Greeny, because until Aaron Rodgers is a Jet, he isn't. And it would be catastrophic for the Jets not to get Derek Carr, Rodgers, and Jimmy Garoppolo, given what they've done so far. So to me, as Adam just alluded to, Greeny, I am working really hard on an alternative until Rodgers is a Jet.
Well, Orlovsky, I mean, help me out with this here because I'll say he's one of your brethren because, you know, he's a quarterback and you're a quarterback. And, I mean, Shefty just pointed, I know, I mean, it is what it is. Shefty just pointed out
Did we just put,
you know, Brady made this
Dan
decision
Orlovsky and Aaron
in order
Rodgers
to
in
give
the
the
same
team
category?
time to do stuff. And I have to believe Rodgers, if he's going to come to the Jets, wants the Jets to be in the best position to be able to win. They need to be able to make whatever other moves they need to make here. What is your sense of what's going on?
I think Aaron Rodgers to the Jets is a done deal. I felt that for like a week. I honestly believe that because I think they're trying to figure out how to make it work. His agent, David Dunn, is one of the best in the business, and I think I know Dave well enough. He was my agent as well, and I know how he operates, and Dave very rarely misses. And I think they're just trying to figure out between both parties how to get this done. And I think, like, if you're Aaron Rodgers, from his perspective, because I understand where Mike T's coming from with Jimmy Garoppolo. Mike T thinks Jimmy Garoppolo is Joe Montana, by the way. I've never, like, we got to get this done. If you're Aaron Rodgers and you want to play football this year, right? The team that you have played football for doesn't want you there anymore. They want to move on, and it's time. Where's the best place? Like, where's the, out of the realistic options, where's the best place? It's no question the New York Jets. So at some point, Aaron Rodgers isn't trying to hold this situation hostage. He's allowed the time. I just think Aaron Rodgers is telling his people, hey, let's make this happen. Figure out a way to the financial aspects of it, or who's going to take more responsibility in the contract. I don't want to play there for 1 year. I want to play there for more than 1 year.
Dan, let me boil it down. Basically, most people, there are a lot of people who think Aaron Rodgers ultimately will decide to play for the Jets, but if he wanted it done right now, it will be done. And I can tell you, in the Jets building, they don't know what's going on. So basically, if Aaron Rodgers gives the word right now, next hour, this afternoon, tomorrow, whenever, they will get on the phone. They will get done the deal with Green Bay. They will get a restructured contract with Rodgers done, which may already be in place. That is not the impediment. None of those issues are the impediment. The impediment is one man giving his word to the Jets to tell them, I am playing, which he has not done yet, which they've waited all weekend to hear, which everything else is lined up. But he may say today, he could say, I'm not playing, and that's it. Okay? So they're waiting for word from him. It's very simple. If he wants to play, he's going to be a Jet. They're going to figure out the contract. They're going to figure out the trade. He's going to play in New York. Literally, they're waiting for the word from one man.
Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Who will be the quarterback of this team this and probably next year, or whether they do have to go to plan B. That's it. There is nothing done with Aaron Rodgers. They are waiting. If you know something that everybody in the Jets building doesn't, please let them know, because they're miserable.
I just think they're going to get it done, Shefty. For weeks now, I have felt like this is just going to happen. It just needed to have the time. That's my point.
It might. Well, if it's going to happen, it would be very considerate of him to let them know today. It would be very considerate of him to know at some point, so they can begin to plan and map out their team and not have to worry about getting Jimmy Garoppolo online.
Yeah, I don't think Plan B, Plan C makes sense. It's Plan A or another Plan A.
But hold
there
on.
is no other Plan A.
It doesn't make sense. If Aaron Rodgers, the mercurial, enigmatic Aaron Rodgers, decides today, you know what? I'm going to go back into the darkness, and I'm not going to play anymore. What are the Jets doing?
Yeah.
I think I still think you're going after Aaron Rodgers if you're the Jets. I don't think we got to pivot to Jimmy Garoppolo is the move.
If he's not playing, he's not playing.
There is no other move.
They're still going after Aaron Rodgers.
Let me get Graziano in here. Dan, look, what I think you're hearing are the two. It's sort of like that thing where you got the two angels on your shoulder, right?
Yes.
Because both of them make sense.
It's very much
Shefty is
like
saying
that.
he's not telling them what they want to hear, and Orlovsky, I think, is saying he's going to.
Right.
Well, he hasn't yet.
Right. That's the point. So he lives on Aaron time. That's
Right.
the issue that we have here. And
I'm going to say this because, see, here's the problem when you're dealing with Aaron Rodgers, okay? If Aaron Rodgers has already shown you that I have to be your whole world, he still is butthurt about them drafting Jordan Love. If the Jets, if he catches wind that they're talking to Jimmy Garoppolo, you don't think that he would say, oh, you're interested in him? Screw you. You don't think Aaron Rodgers would do that? Everything that is done is completely Aaron Rodgers or nothing. So, yeah, when you dance with the devil, you're going to get burned. And you're dancing with him right now, and this is what you get. For all the Cowboy fans out there, the Cowboys should trade for Aaron Rodgers. Are you kidding me? He is literally holding a franchise hostage right now. He's just teasing it. It's not that hard a decision. Listen, do you want to play football for another year or two and make $50+ million? Go to New York, the biggest market in the world, okay? Be the toast of the town because they've had nothing but ass at quarterbacks forever. Or not. It's not that hard. This whole, fortress of darkness, I bet you he had a lamp in there. I bet my bottom dollar that he had a lamp up in there. I bet you he had a computer up in there. And so don't give me this stuff that, I'm a monk or some crap like that. Aaron Rodgers is full of himself and full of shit. Okay? He loves, just like Jerry Jones, being the limelight, that everybody is waiting on me. That I am the talk of the town in the NFL, what I do. He doesn't want that to end. He don't. It's bulljiggity. And that's why I would never want him for my quarterback. All right, good people. We got an hour and a half to go. And as always, we appreciate you.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe for the Sports Report.